The Calvary Baptist Church rings out the love of God to West Greenville. And on this Saturday night,
I can tell a non-believer right when I see him.
They definitely believe in something every bit as real as Santa Claus.
And tonight, you will witness history.
In the church fellowship hall, steps away from the sanctuary, the country Santa Claus brought people together. Masks required. Civility was optional.
And you better knock that smirk off your face before I do it for you.
Because let's face it, what says peace on earth better than this? And men with names like Loaded Guns, Ken Magnum.
What am I here for tonight?
That's guns.
I'm going to let you know exactly right now why I'm here tonight.
With a Z.
Right here at Country Santa Claus 2020, Loaded Guns Ken Magnum is looking to climb that mountain. I am looking to ascend to the top of 3-Count Pro Wrestling.
May God be glorified. Let's pray.
A pastor actually prayed before all this started.
I just need somebody to hug them.
And the prayer of all the wrestlers
It's all about kids, man.
is to make sure the night's toy drive helps drive some hope into this world.
We do this every year to make sure kids will get extra toys, extra blessings, extra love for Christmas.
It's all a benefit for the Country Santa charity, helping to roll out toys into the lives of children who would otherwise do without. So it really is all about love, the spirit of giving, and gentle giants.
I think Jesus would enjoy my matches.
That's big country, 450 pounds or so.
I think you should wrestle everywhere. At church, grocery store, Walmart.
Known to give his opponent exactly what the fans want to see for Christmas.
Last time we were in the ring together, I put my size 15 upside his head. He went to sleep. 1, 2, 3. He's really sour right now.
But sweet is the reason for wrestling in church this season.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful what they're doing.
All of it just naughty enough
It really makes me want to just try out.
to be nice.
Jesus is okay with it.
It's all about kids, man.
As long as you keep a level head and keep God in your heart, you will come out of the end a better person.
Long-term economic agenda. The agency says the average showed that the state's unemployment rate was at 5.2%. That's your news 733.
It is kindness.
On some days, the line is completely around the building.
By the ton. John Nix keeps it moving
It's a constant process.
because they keep coming.
It's a necessity at this point. I'm coming to get food for my family, man.
John Langley's disabled, a musician. COVID made things worse for his household of 6.
We're struggling just to feed everybody.
The growl of that forklift, like the very sound of so many who would be hungry.
And served over about 1.1 million meals in 2020.
Harvest Hope Food Bank feeds tens of thousands each year. About 1 in 5 are children.
Children are, and sometimes in school, singled out because they have a behavior issue, but really the issue is food insecurity.
They're hungry.
They're hungry.
Good morning.
3 days a week now, people line up
Go right here. Go right here.
It's been a godsend, man.
How are you doing today?
and volunteers alongside the National
How
Guard
many is in your household? They're going to load you on the end down there.
give them food.
Pop your trunk and pull forward.
Morning, how are you?
The Upstate Director, Dane Boudreau, will tell you the pandemic made the grind of moving it all the more vital.
There you go. Morning.
We've seen an 87% increase in the number of individuals served from 2019 to 2020.
87% more people struggling to put food on the table. Remember that impossibly long line we showed you last year as the pandemic hit the economy? So many suddenly unemployed, never expecting to need this.
They are relying on us to serve them week after week, month after month.
I've never wanted charity in my life, but this is something that actually is helping us to survive at this point.
The lines are a little shorter now, but the need still runs deep for people like John Langley,
I haven't done this up until about a year ago.
who see and feel what it's like to come here.
You know, I don't feel so bad when I see cars wrapped around about a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile down the road behind me, knowing that I'm, not the only one in the situation.
They come here and they see what's going on, and you almost can't believe this is America, right? Like, why do we have such a big problem?
So yes, a year later, fewer people out front. Lines a little shorter, but there's less on the shelves. It's simple economics. Food sells better, there's less to donate, and so, as you can see, there's a lot less to give.
You can just see the need and how thankful they are that they're getting, anything right now.
I'm going to keep doing this until it's not necessary.
An average year, they still move meals by the millions through here.
I mean, I don't want to take something that we really don't need.
We're every day debating it right now. Can we continue to serve? Can we add days?
Perhaps now with more gratitude than ever.
I thank God every day they do this up here,
Well said, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
For the kindness
And these people have been fantastic for us here.
of strangers
It's helped us tremendously.
by the ton.
A buddy of mine who's coaching high school ball in Georgia called me up and said, hey, there's a job opening in South Carolina, a school named Erskine. I said, Erskine? Let's go! Get a satellite! Get a satellite! So I've never heard of Erskine.
Erskine might not be the easiest place to find, but you can't miss the Flying Fleet. They're the ones sprinting toward history.
Nobody's done this for 70 years, and just being able to be on that first-class team, it was just something special about that.
Honorary captain.
Good, bad, or indifferent, they're always going to be talking about how it started.
Welcome to the first home game in 70 years.
Hey, it's time to go. It's time to lock in. It's time to focus. Hey, focus on 2.
1, 2, 3, together.
7 decades after the program was discontinued following the 1951 season, Fleet football is back and starting everything from scratch.
I mean, there was nothing here. We were pointing to a field saying, yeah, that's where we're going to be practicing. Step onto this field, I was going to say white lines, but we ran out of white. When they step across these lines, they got to basically make sure they're ready to go.
Most of the teams we play, they probably looking at us as a win because we're so young and they don't know anything about us, so that kind of adds fuel to the fire.
That fire's already burning, thanks to the smoldering intensity of head coach Shat Boyd.
I am not a wallflower. I'm waiting on you. You're a nickel holding up $1.
He'll get after you, but I don't see that as a bad thing.
You don't develop the burst, you will not make plays. I'm your biggest fan, but I can also be. If you don't make plays, you're never going to be on that side of that line. Kind of like a little chihuahua, kind of nipping at your heels.
Then a defensive coordinator at Division II's UVA Wise, Boyd had never been a head coach when he was hired in 2018. But he boasted 3 decades of experience and shared an alma mater with Erskine's athletic director.
Get it right, get it right, get it right.
In the time since, he's worn many hats, from construction,
designing the building, designing the weight room, just down to where the urinals went, or handicap accessibility and things like that. I became an architect. Focus on what you can control.
to salesman.
In life, you don't have an opportunity to be at the beginning of something very often.
I can't even put it into words. I knew it was going to be my first game, but I didn't expect it to be like that.
It was so surreal.
A moment I remember forever.
I got emotional. I hadn't played a game since November of 2017.
In late February, the Fleet went up to North Carolina for their first game in 70 years and beat Barton College thanks to a late 4th-down touchdown between quarterback Craig Pender and Seneca McKee.
For me, it was a relief. Everything was about the first game. And that's not what this is. This is about a program. It's not about a game. It's not about one game. To have that behind us and then to win it as well, that was the icing on the cake.
Winning's always sweet. But building from the ground up is something to savor, even if there's still some kinks to be ironed out.
Big 4th down for the Fleet offense. Let them hear you.
There's a home crowd and a home stadium. The Fleet will play their games at Greenwood High School until they have their own place.
I'm not looking for shortcuts. No one mandated me that I had to win championships within so many years or anything like that. I don't talk to them about winning. I talk to them about playing hard. I talk to them about putting in the time, paying their dues, developing a process. Winning games and that stuff, that's going to take care of itself.
Shake right, shake left.
When you start with nothing, there's a lot that needs doing. You don't accomplish that without a little faith.
I want to build something. I want a foundation. I want something that's going to be here. It's going to stand the test of time, whether it's a stadium or whether it's this program.
Topped it with lavender. Saffron. You know, you hear about people getting a calling to do something. It was about a year after my father passed away that I really started getting this strong calling to put the farm back to work and to do something with it. Life just didn't feel right without it. Today we are at my farm, Twin Creeks Lavender in Williamston, South Carolina. We have a 200-acre farm here that's been in my family for over 150 years. Traditionally, my family farmed cattle and crops here. I decided to add lavender to its list. There's 10 acres that are specifically carved out for the lavender. We're the only lavender farm in South Carolina. You start to see the little purple buds starting to peek through, and we've been doing this for 3 years, but seeing that never gets old. And it's a feeling of success.
They all moved to
We have 7 different varieties of lavender on the farm, and the intermediates will bloom at the beginning of June, and that's when the entire field turns purple. We've had several people say that they can roll their windows down and smell it a mile down the road. It's very calming, it's very relaxing, it smells incredible, and it's just gorgeous. The bees love the lavender because it has a high sugar content. We try to put them right beside the field so they don't have to go far, and we are able to get raw lavender pollinated honey, which is very rare and unique. It comes straight from the centrifuge bin and goes right into the jar. Lavender has been shown in studies to have very calming effects. Helps to sleep, helps reduce anxiety. We have culinary lavender as one of our varieties. Phenomenal in a tea, simple syrup, an amazing martini with. A broad use for lavender is distilling the essential oil and putting it into products. And here at Twin Creeks, we make all of our products from natural or organic ingredients with our essential oil. Soaping is a time where I can come and be creative. Wild orange and lavender essential oil are amazing for your skin. And then I begin to pour it into a silicone mold. Once the soap is poured, I put my loaves of soap in the refrigerator overnight, take them out the next day, cut each one by hand. All good soaps are like fine wine. They get better with age. My father was an emergency room physician at Anderson Area Medical Center. 4 of my aunts are also nurses. I wanted to make a donation to ANMED of the lotion bars to the frontline workers because I know that if my father were still alive and practicing medicine, he would be right there with them. The lotion bar was the first thing that came to my mind because it fits easy in their scrub pockets. With any rawness of their hands from washing their skin or any tenderness in their cheeks from wearing masks, you know, we care, we appreciate you. Hi. We would like to present you with these lotion bars in honor of my father, Dr. Lyman A. Duckworth Jr. He worked in the same emergency room for 14 years.
Thank you very much. They're gonna love it too.
For me, I guess it's a little bit emotional when I see the field grow so well because it's something, we got it right again. I'm fortunate enough to turn dirt on it. It's very important to me. It's God's country. I love this land.
I follow it kind of like a nymph. I'll use a little small hackle right behind a woolly booger. It's great for social distancing. You need to keep some space between you and other people. I'm Benjamin Bain. I'm from Easley, South Carolina. And we were in the West Fork of the Pigeon River in Canton, North Carolina. I like to fish in South Carolina a little better because it's closer to home, but the governor closed all public waterway access in South Carolina. North Carolina hasn't done it yet, but you know, I fear the same thing might happen here. If the people don't respect one another and respect the social distancing guidelines, I think it will happen here. So that's why I figured I'd come out here today, do a little bit of fishing before I'm not able to. Fortunately, I do have a job right now, and we are still working. I know a lot of other people aren't, and it's kind of like taking one for the team. They're real smooth. If I'm fishing, I'm going fly fishing. It's a little bit of a retreat from having to worry about everything else that's outside of this spot, like the virus. Once they started having like daily White House press briefings, I kind of figured that when they're worried, I need to be worried. You have to hunt the trout or any other species of fish in super clear water. If you can see the fish, they're going to be able to see you. They can hide in cracks of rocks and crevices. They're really good camouflage. Out here today, there's rainbow, brook, and brown trout in these waters. They have beautiful red and yellow markings. I would say patience is the key. Calm. You need to find a good medium in your body. You get wrapped in trees, you get wrapped around yourself, you'll hook yourself in the back of the head a few times. Because most of the fly fishing community will, catch and release a lot of their fish. I practice catch and release pretty much 99% of the time. I'd rather the fish go back and make more little fish so I can come back and then catch them. Good fish. It's the challenge, the thrill of seeing your rod almost bent in half. You're fighting the fish, you're fighting your rod, you're fighting the water. We're pretty resilient. I think at the end of the day, we all need to just, calm down, take a breath, and, cherish your family, love them, lift each other up. It's not a time to panic and fret, but, just like we've always done as Americans, is roll your sleeves up, get to work if you can, and if they're telling you to stay home because it's going to save people's lives, amen.
Well, you're a dream stealer. You're stealing my dreams. My dream. Wrestle.
All they want is respect. They just want to be treated the same.
Nice and easy.
Let's go. For head down.
Right, there you go, now throw her. 20 years ago, you might have had 3 girls maybe in the state that were competing, to now having over 100 girls competing today is absolutely amazing. This is real life for these girls. I think it's brave for a 12-year-old girl to walk down the hall and walk into a wrestling room. You go out there in the middle of a circle with one person all by yourself and see all those boys and still want to do it. It's not a thing that girls just think of doing. To be able to let yourself be vulnerable in a situation, but brave enough to get out there and take care of business. So first thing is mindset. Wrestling hurts.
Injuries come with it, losses come with it.
It's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna be okay.
Wrestling teaches humility.
Life skills of, even though I'm down, I know I can get back up.
How to lose.
Life's gonna go on.
How to win with grace.
And I can get up, brush it off, and keep going.
Overcome challenges and adapt.
If I have an athlete with a mindset, we can coach them to get them better.
And those things prepare you for life, because when you get into the real world, nobody cares about your excuses. And wrestling teaches you to overcome your excuses.
Someone's got to take a shot.
Walk your hips to you. Hip down, yep, good job. I always say I'm a hustler.
Randy came here a few years ago.
I grind. I've called her in the middle of the night. I'm not really good at taking no for an answer.
She's really become like a sister.
As well as a coach. Run your feet, take your time.
They are on a mission to grow women's wrestling in South Carolina.
My name is Deja Yerby.
This is her 6th season.
I'm really not thinking about anything. I'm kind of just zoning out to go to a place where I can focus later. Sometimes I kind of wander off.
No overtime. Bring it to the mat. There you go. Nice job. So Deja's got the opportunity to go to the Talon Open.
To Estonia.
It sounded like it was from Europe.
She's representing the USA.
But I've never heard of Estonia before that.
It is one of the biggest youth international competitions in the world right now. And she's done really good stateside. So now we got to test it in a little difference of a space. We still have a lot of convincing to do at the state level to convince them to want to bring in women's wrestling as a sanctioned sport. We're looking at just over 20 states right now that have sanctioned high school state tournaments. And so all the surrounding states have either sanctioned it or the proposals are going through and they're waiting for votes.
Girls deserve their own division. I don't know what else we could possibly do to show them that we deserve that just as much.
So I was the 13-year-old girl that walked down to the hall and walked into the men's wrestling room, and they told me I couldn't do it. It helped me become who I was. It got me out of a shell of being super shy and uncomfortable talking to people to being able to now coach young ladies through those situations. I got all the values. I got all the great things that wrestling gives. I want to give that back. I want to give those values back to these young ladies that one day will turn out to be CEOs of companies and in leadership positions. Give them all the resources they need to be able to be successful.
People think I'm crazy. They think I'm homeless.
It ain't over. I tell them they better not give up. Better not give up. Yeah, that night is the black seed in the midnight hour. We don't make it no better, so we better get it right. Get it on down. But for one more, just for one more, not even for one more day. Well, happy day on the main line. Ain't no devil, ain't no virus. So can we get a woo-woo?
Whether you ignore him or sing along.
Can we get a woo-woo-woo-woo?
52-year-old Nathan Roseman's enthusiasm never expired.
One more day.
He's always got an uplifting song to share.
Do your thing, walk it out, now back it up, now break it down. Do your
He can make you dance or bring you to tears.
to be alive. Thank you so much. I don't know what people are going through. I don't know what they've been through. I don't know what they're going through, but I know we're all going through no matter what, and it makes me feel good to put a smile on somebody's face. God bless you, bro. Thank you, my brother.
He's been singing like this for 14 years.
He's on time, on time, on time, on time. Let your Holy Ghost come on down. You get a woo-woo. They appreciate it when you being real and when you just come out here just being you, not bothering nobody, harassing nobody. You know, hey, the office they respect that. Me and I, we have good friends. We got a good friendship, a good relationship built. Feel that circle being broken. By and by, Lord, by and by.
He's not asking for food or money. He just wants to uplift those around him.
I advise you all to keep on going. It ain't over, but by the grace of God, we're going to keep on living.
And amid the coronavirus crisis, these people need him more than ever.
Hey, my life ain't rosy, but it don't make it simple, me whining and complaining. So guess what? By the grace of God, I'm here and I'm going to stay here. So y'all just keep on smiling and y'all keep on getting there. Woo-woo. It's going to be all right. Now, Daniel, chill, break it down. Do your thing, now do it now. Do your thing, now bow, do your thing.
And those who meet him as a stranger leave feeling like they've known him for years.
Do your thing.
In Greenville, Dana Griffin, WIFF News 4.